It's just like in the... Whoops.
Okay, I'll stop being funny.
Did you say you'll stop being funny? What did you say?
No. No, I mean, I said I'll bring the energy, honey. That's what I said.
Oh, okay, I see. Thank you.
I don't know, that's weird. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you honey. I just didn't think of a better rhyme. Hey, if you would have hit me at like 10 p.m., that would have been golden. So
10 a.m. though, not so much.
Surfa. Jeez.
It is 8 a.m. Is it 8 a.m. for... No, it's 9 a.m. for you. You're only an hour.
No, it's 9 a.m. Well, and honestly too, it's not. I work at like 7:30 a.m. every day of the week, so it's not like I'm unfamiliar with this hour.
Yeah. Chat, if I think that Wonder and I think our levels are pretty good. As far as like my audio, my microphone, the like interface like updated this morning, so I think that if you guys want to let us know if the audio like doesn't match or if one of us is too quiet or too loud, if you could just let me know. I'm totally cool with that. It looks okay.
Levels, I could probably use some more potassium, honestly.
I had a banana this morning for breakfast.
Ooh, see, that's smart.
You know, avocado have a lot of potassium in them too. Be super loud for a second. Ah! Perfect. Okay, great.
Why does it do crazy things on their head?
I can't imagine it. Oh, kidneys. That's right. I feel like you told us that before. I remember.
I think there's a joke in there with potassium and the word ass.
Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
You can't. There's a joke somewhere in there. I don't know.
Okay.
If I was smarter, I'd probably make that joke.
All right. Advertisements are completed, so I'm going to put us on the screen now. Are you ready?
2 seconds. 2 seconds.
All right, we're waiting.
Oh my God, Moody, what are you doing? No, drop that lighter.
Oh shit.
Okay, yeah, we're good.
All right, well, woohoo! We're here. Cheers to Sunday morning. Welcome everyone to Friendship and French Roast with our friend Wanderlust RPG.
Yay!
Yay! Good morning. Good morning. Wanderlust, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for agreeing to have coffee with me this morning. How are you?
Well, first, I have a confession, like right off the bat.
Okay.
I'm not drinking coffee.
You're not drinking coffee?
Yeah, I know. I know when you sent me over the rules and regulations of, the show, you were like, it's all about coffee. You got to have coffee.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you what it is. I'm going to let chat decide.
Chat's going to decide what it is.
And if they guess it by the end, there'll be a special prize provided by Lady Amelthea.
Oh, okay. Yep, sure. Yep, there you go. You heard it here first.
Water?
Oh, God. Water, milk,
water.
Whiskey?
Not whiskey.
A PS5 giveaway? That's not it. No. That's disgusting.
I want to give hints, but I'm not going to give hints yet. Wow, options.
That's disgusting.
That's normally it would be. I like waking up in the morning with a fresh cup of that.
Oh my gosh. Well, Wonderlust. As you guys may or may not know, Wonderlust is an award-winning RPG Twitch streamer. If you do !today in chat, you'll find all of his links to all of the things. You can find him on Twitch, you can find him on TikTok, you can find him on YouTube. But I've known Wonderlust for about 5 years, I feel like. Maybe 4.5, maybe 5 years. Since I started streaming, I feel like I have known you. Wonderlust is also a part of our Punch the Sun stream team. So you can find him when we're doing, events showcasing video games like Raidborn. We did Punch Cat, Bounce Cat.
We should have. Oh, wait. Did we miss an opportunity like 3 years ago to call everything Punch Cat?
Punch Cat.
Oh, no.
I think we might have missed an opportunity.
That would have been so good.
Oh my God.
Punch Cat.
Oh my gosh. So I feel like we've worked on a lot. Okay, this happened last time. How do I get Spotify to keep playing when I'm in a call with somebody? Why does it stop?
That's weird that it does
why
that for you.
I don't know why it does this.
It doesn't do that for me.
Okay, it's doing it. Okay, I think it's working now. I have to keep pressing the button. It's very distracting because I'm just ADHD is a thing. So that's anyway. So
You have
Wonderlust
mods on
RPG.
your channel, yeah?
Yeah,
You could like set up a command just to like restart it, and then your mods could like just do.
they could just do that.
Yeah.
That's a good.
We could help
That
with
sounds
that.
like that sounds like an idea. Cool. Which leads me to Wonderlust has a very interactive Twitch channel with a ton of different magic commands. So Wonderlust, I know that I know you and I know what your channel is all about, but if you want to just give us just a little like what do you do? What do you do on your Twitch channel? Yeah. Give us a little
The elevator pitch for
pitch.
the Twitch is really it's like a fever dream. So basically the short of it is I like to take things that inspire me and just share them. Right. And so when I first came to Twitch, basically I was a musician and COVID happened. And since my forte was live jazz, like there was none of that at all. And I had, lost every gig that I was playing for, basically overnight. And so we had like this D&D game that we were playing every Friday night. And I was like, you know what, as long as we're like doing this every Friday night, I should just like stream it. And I kind of went to Twitch and found some really, really cool people that were super inspiring. And I was like, you know what, like I think I could do something like that. So we started doing that. But so that's kind of where it started. What it's evolved into is just like everything out there that I think is fun or interesting, the games, the stuff that we make all these, you mentioned like the magic, like that we call magic. It's really just like chat commands that change, like how I look and like and like what's going on in my stream, and like all that stuff can be oh, I think I literally just crashed it. No, that's not true. I didn't do that.
He looks like this for the rest of
but like little things that can like chat can like interact with, and it's like those little things that like as we're streaming and as we're like doing stuff, little things kind of pop out, little memes. You have them too with like the unicorns, but we kind of like make stuff out of that. Just hanging around and
Father
and chatting and being friends.
We shed
what
whimsy.
Twitch became to me
in honor
is
of the fallen.
anybody who's maybe a little bit older remembers when you used to go to a friend's house and hang out. Basically what you did was watch movies and play games and kind of chat and like, take turns and doing all that kind of stuff. And that's really what like Twitch is to me. It's like this really kind of cool place to like hang out with your friends and just, like shoot the breeze and watch cool stuff and all that kind of thing.
Yeah, and like your channel is so interactive. How you say you've got these commands, and you've got channel point redemptions. You've got so many.
Yeah.
How many? I know when I like first started to get to know you, I feel like you were around the 200 mark, maybe a little less than 200, but
Yeah.
how many chat commands do you have now?
I literally counted them the other day because I'm making something very special now.
Yeah.
And it's 575.
Holy shit. Oh
And
my god.
about 400 of them are things that we've made, like rotoscoped or done the audio, or there's a bunch of like community ones. You know the meme where like it was like some WB show where a guy like jumps out and he's like, "Surprise, motherfucker."
Yeah.
Well, I had the community do all of their own versions of that, so there's like
Yeah.
some pies or surf ties or
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. And we have like, there's like 10 different versions of that. So a lot of that is like stuff where like we've just kind of made it over the years.
Yeah.
And so I spend all of my waking moments and sometimes asleep moments like doing things. And adding, and every time we come across something that just makes us laugh, we make it a thing. And
Yeah. I know one of what I would say like one of the most well-known ones in your channel is the Toby Maguire ! Toby. How many iterations of Toby are there?
there's exactly 140.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So there's 140 iterations of one command. So you have over 500. I can't remember the exact number you said earlier, but 500 something.
575. Yeah.
575 commands. But on top of that, you have multiple iterations of different commands that are.
No, I'm actually counting Toby as 140 of those.
Oh, you are counting Toby as 104. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
yeah,
Okay, I was like,
yeah.
well, holy shit, that's gonna be even more. Got it. Okay.
But like where most people would take like just like a cutout of Toby or something and put it somewhere on the screen, right? Each one of those Tobys is placed strategically on the scene and has its own like intro and outro, like the way that it goes onto the screen and comes off of the screen. So each one of those has been like meticulously placed.
Yeah.
And Toby's been really, really, really funny because I don't even know why Toby. It doesn't make any sense to me either. But once I started Tobying, I couldn't stop. And there was so much Toby out there that I was like, oh, geez, I have to like just keep putting Tobys on. Yeah,
that's so funny. And I think it's really cool that you involve the community too, like in, making those, and not just Toby, but, all of your different commands and stuff. Like, the one that I really like is the poop one, where you can choose someone else in chat and you can put poop on their doorstep. And I think it's what you think you're doing? And
right. From Mr. Bean, yeah.
And I think that it's so cool that you're able to make it so interactive. So it makes like I want to, whenever I go in there, I have to hold myself back from like doing all of the things because I'm like, I don't want to like completely, take over the stream, but it's so fun. And so you use StreamerBot to do all of this, right?
Yeah, it's funny. In the beginning, we didn't know about StreamerBot. We didn't know about any of that stuff, and we used I wasn't even using OBS. I was using Streamlabs, and Streamlabs used to have this like built-in thing where it would show through chat commands like videos, and we were using that.
Oh, interesting.
The problem is that like after I got to like 100 or so of those, it was really like bogging down. And it was really like hard for that to work. And I was like, do we just stop at 100? And it's like, I mean, that's a lot. So maybe we just stop there. But then, immediately after I said that, 25 more ideas came in my head. I was like, well, I got to add those.
Yeah.
So we sought out other solutions. And OBS was key to like making sure everything was, use less resources. And then we found out about StreamerBot.
Mm-hmm.
And StreamerBot is really like, because it's so integrated with coding. Oh, you're getting a raid. Oh, it's
Oh,
Bunny Goddess.
Bunny Goddess, hello. Oh, wow,
Bunny!
cute. Hi, Bunny. Yeah, we have all the alerts turned off right now, so thank you so much for rating and appreciate it. We're talking with my friend Wonderlust RPG. You might know him. So
I'm going to be in one of Bunny's Skyrim raid trains in June.
Oh, that's so exciting. What the heck? And look, Bunny Goddess was
know
playing Skyrim today.
Mhm.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Hi, Bunny. Thank you so much for rating. Yeah, we're talking with Wonderlust just all about his channel and just some stuff coming up and going on. And yeah, happy to have you guys here. So grab a cup of coffee in the Channel Point redeem section and get cozy. We're just having a little chat with our pal.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, StreamerBot, yeah. So
Yeah.
StreamerBot, basically anything I've ever wanted to do, some like even the most wild out there ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I've not been able to find a situation where it won't do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
The greatest example is like last year I had someone come to me and they said, "Hey, I really like this thing that Streamlabs does where they have like a chat boss, where they bring like a boss and then chat has to do chat commands to like try and
Yeah.
destroy the boss."
Yes.
And he was like, "I would really like that for my channel. Can you do that in StreamerBot?" And without being able to know how to do that, I was like, "Yeah, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it." You know, in 3.5 months later, I developed a game in StreamerBot.
Holy
Where basically
smokes.
it's the same thing. It's like a chat boss that comes in and it has different levels, and there's like all this really cool RNG. And sometimes the chat boss will like do this like finishing move and like totally toast chat. Like so cool. And like it took me super long to do it and figure it out. But along the way, I learned so many neat things that I
Yeah.
didn't even realize StreamerBot did.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm unlocking all this stuff. So even then, when I didn't know how to do something and I didn't know if StreamerBot could do it, it could, and it did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's
it's one
wild.
of those. It's one of those tools that it's just like super cool, super
Yeah.
cool. And if you guys out there don't already have a bot that you really like, investing time into learning how to use StreamerBot is
Yeah.
like it's really worthwhile. You know.
Yeah. It seems pretty powerful. I know that a lot of people, other streamers in the community, and like Punch the Sun, I know Unrelento uses it. I'm pretty sure that Lauren KHD
Servo?
also Servo uses it. I personally, I use Mix It Up, and I started using Mix It Up before I knew what StreamerBot was, so everything is pretty
Right.
much already like established. But it's the same type of thing, right? It's like you could in Mix It Up, it's like you can create recipes and make
Right.
this happen, and this if this happens, then this happens. So it's like it's what is so cool about it, about these bots and just streaming in general. I think one of the best things about it is there's always something new to learn, and there's always something like if you get an idea, you can just instantly go and be like, okay, how do I make this happen? And so it's just I love your stream, and it's always super inspiring when I come into your stream and just see, you have so many people who come in and interact and use the things that you've built, and I think that that's really cool. But so you play Skyrim, you play a lot of like RPG type games, but you also do Dungeons and Dragons. So you are a dungeon master. Yes, Blue Steel Dungeon Master. This is So are you okay, so you have a campaign that you do. I feel like you have a campaign that you've been doing for like a really long time, and you have people who show up. You said that you started off back in like 2020, right? And you were like, oh, if we're doing this anyway, let's just go ahead and stream it. So you're still doing that though. So I understand that you have a new big project coming up. I would love to hear about your current D&D projects that you're working on, your like current campaigns that you're doing, and then what are your future projects that are coming up?
Well, the OG members of the Wonderlust community will remember that we were not called Wonderlust RPG in the beginning,
Mhm.
that we were called Wonderlust Maps. And the whole idea was we were going to make D&D maps live. And
Mhm.
that's what we were going to do 24/7 was like take commissions, kind of like what you do with your classwork,
Yeah.
and just do D&D maps. And it was like that lasted all of about a week. And then when I played Skyrim for the first time on stream, and that's when the derailed crew raided
Oh
in,
yeah. Uh-huh. Okay.
and literally it was like my first affiliate stream,
Oh,
and
cool.
they took all of my founders badges, and they were like, so I was like, I'm never not streaming Skyrim ever. And and over time, the whole Wonderlust Maps things, because we were doing games and we were doing D&D, just kind of like didn't fit.
Mhm.
And I remember I was watching this one artist who was doing stuff on Twitch, and I think her name was GF RPG, like Girlfriend RPG.
Okay.
And I was like, ooh, I wonder if that name Wonderlust RPG is taken.
Mm.
And it wasn't. But I still had like a month and a half where I had to sit on before I could like change your name, because you can only
Oh,
do it so
sure.
often.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, oh no, how do I keep that a secret for a month and a half? And eventually we changed our name to RPG, which is great. But so that campaign that kind of started all that idea and all that stuff, that was a campaign that we called the Poison Tears campaign. And it
Mhm.
was like obviously a direct response to COVID, because it was
Mhm.
about an evil lich that was spreading this disease, and the players had to avoid catching the disease while they were like trying to destroy this evil.
Mhm.
And it took them 4 years to do that. 4 years of
Like
streaming it
actual
every
4 years, not
yeah,
four
like
years in
real
game, like
time.
real time four
Yeah,
years. So
we
wait,
live streamed that for 4 years.
oh my God, so they can't, so they defeated the witch. Is that they did it? They
They did.
uh-huh.
So a couple of things happened last summer. I say we did it for 4 years. We played the game for 4 years. We streamed it for 3.5 because we were
Okay.
playing it for a while before we actually started streaming.
Sure.
But yeah, last summer is when they got to the big boss. And I had two groups that were kind of running the game simultaneously, and they were like in different like multiverses or different time periods, but they had the
Mhm.
same storyline. And they both kind of ended up within about a month of finishing the game from one another.
Oh
And I
my
had
gosh.
one group finished it and it was great, and the second group, and this is just like for anybody in chat, I want to mention something that's like very dark and very hurtful to some people. So if you're sensitive to suicide, please,
Hmm.
this may not be, like, come back in like a minute or so.
Mhm.
But remember too, for all you guys out there, that there's help for you guys. There's help for people out there.
Mhm.
Now, we had a player in our campaign who tragically took his life,
Mhm.
and they had just gotten to the final boss, and his wife played the game with us, and he played the game with us, and I thought it was over. We kind of put it on hold,
Mhm.
and a couple of weeks went by, and his wife reached out to me and said, "Hey, I really want to finish this.
Mhm.
I want to finish this for my husband, and I want to finish this for the community, the people that have been watching for so long." And so we did that. We had someone who knew him in real life really, really well, and all the people that I played with I knew in real life.
Sure.
They
Yeah.
weren't they were internet friends in a way, but they were all real life friends, and some of them were students of mine,
Oh,
adult students
sure.
of mine
Yeah.
through
Oh, how
music. and
cool. Yeah.
and so it was really like we ourselves were like a big group of friends, and we did finish it. We finished it, and it wasn't planned this way, and I there's no way I could even plan it to make it happen. So, but Kismet struck, and the final blow was given through his character. and it was like, it was so hard after, because we live streamed all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, I just, we all kind of like had this big sigh, and we all kind of shed a tear for him. And
Yeah.
it was a really like beautiful way to kind of end that campaign. And so that ended last summer. The neat thing is at the very end, I was trying to think, I need a way that's really, really cool to end the campaign, but will lead into our next idea.
Yeah.
And the next idea was I wanted to take the idea of Stranger Things and the old D&D cartoon where like they're kids being pulled into the world of D&D, and I wanted to like mash that together. So I wanted this idea of like a late 80s, early 90s situation where kids were being pulled into the world of D&D and they were heroes all of a sudden.
Okay.
And so at the end of the last campaign, they kill the lich, dies, everything kind of pulls back, and it gets revealed that the whole time, the whole 4 years where they were playing, they were actually just kids playing in a basement. And the summer was almost over, and they had finally destroyed the boss right before they have 2 weeks before their 6th grade year starts. And it's like, so they were kids the whole time.
Oh my
You know?
gosh. What a twist.
And now they're going to go into their 6th grade year at Rutherford B. Hayes Middle School, and they're going to we have this whole world that's been created that we've been building over the last year on, live on Twitch. And it's so complex and it's so cool, and we've been working on it. We've taken a lot of ideas from some other RPG systems. There's one called Kids on Bikes that kind of was really cool, and we're like, oh, let's take some ideas from that. And we've taken some ideas from I don't know if anybody out there's ever played the Hero Quest board game, but we took some of the ideas from Hero Quest, and we've kind of made, for the kid part of it, our own RPG system, which is really, really cool. Yeah, it has its own mechanics and its own way of playing it, and it's going to have an actual schedule, and it's going to have like a class schedule when school starts, and teachers and homework. And there's all this stuff that is going on where the kids during that part of the game, they have to be kids. There's 0 death, but there's detention. There's being grounded. There's, other things maybe worse than death. There's homework that they have to do. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that sounds so cool. What the heck?
So that's going to be a lot of fun. And then they keep being pulled into this world of D&D where they're heroes, where there'll be, wizards and barbarians and rangers and all that kind of stuff. And
oh my gosh, how cool. So they're like having like a game within a game.
Yeah, it's a game so within a game.
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah. What did
so it's called Kids and Kobolds.
Kids and Kobolds. Okay, so kids. I'm gonna write that. Kids and Kobold, BOLD, right? Kids and
KOBOLD. Yeah.
All right, I'm just putting that into chat there. So.
And let me see. So I bet you too. I have let me see if I have. I'm sure I have a thing that I could show you guys.
Ooh.
That has a little bit of the graphics for what we've been doing here with Kids and Kobolds, because I've teased it on Twitter. So, oh man, but how do I make that? Okay, we'll just do this. Sorry, this is we're doing live, friends.
We're doing it live. That's we're live. We are live on the internet. We are live.
Oh wait, this is live?
Oh, sorry. No. Yeah, we're live. Oops. Forgot to tell you.
Whoa, okay.
Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Well, that's different then.
Options, what did you say? You said, when will Wonderlust RPG D&D guides for all be available in a store near me?
I really want Kids and Kobolds to end up there eventually. I really do. The the problem is like I've talked to people that have taken their own systems and made them like commercially available,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes just an awful lot of time and money.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe eventually that's like a future goal. And I think we spent kind of like the care and process of building Kids and Kobolds to be
Mm-hmm.
something that other people could play.
Yeah.
So I think that is something that could definitely happen at some point.
Yeah. That's so cool. What a
Um,
cool way to like honor your friend too, to like continue like in such a unique way. So that's that's great. Ooh, look at this. Okay, it's sort of
okay.
like
Can you guys see? Oh,
cropped.
do I need to move it? Because I
Here,
can move
maybe
it.
I mean, yeah, can you move it like down? Because I've got you cropped in like a little square. I guess what I could do is just here, fuck it, we're doing it live, chat. All right, we're gonna make you bigger. There, that's good. That should be good. You guys can
Yeah.
see it there. Okay. Yeah, here you
All
go.
right.
This is it. I don't know if they should be able to hear it, right? Are you using
There won't be any sound here.
Okay.
There won't be any sound. This is
This
just
is
an image.
exclusive. This is an exclusive
Yeah.
look. Never
I'm
before
going to show you guys
seen.
an image, and then I'm going to give you the twist on the image. Okay. So here's the image. So that's our title card for Kids and Kobolds.
Ooh.
This is basically what it looks like. The neat thing about this image and what really excites me is that this is a still from a video. It's a feature-length trailer that we've made that's about 6 minutes long. And currently, it's being voice acted. So we sent it off to a voice actor to do some work on it. And hopefully it'll be done soon after much more editing on my part, even though I've already put maybe like 20 hours into it.
Oh my gosh. That's so exciting.
Yeah, so that's super cool.
That's really exciting. So when will the trailer be available?
That's a really good question. It is going to be an unlockable for our upcoming streamathon at the end of the month.
What a great segue into talking about next projects and your streamathon at the end of the month. Tell us about that.
Well, streamathons are really interesting, right? Streamathons are really interesting because 2 years ago we did our first one. And when I was thinking about how I wanted to do a streamathon, I'm really torn because a lot of people do these like wacky stunts and like, right on their body or right on the wall.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys notice this, but like this is not a real room that I'm in. Like it was a real room, and I took video of that room so that it is a room again, but this room doesn't exist. Nothing exists. So I can be wherever I want to be. But the idea is that like they do all these wacky things, and I was like, that doesn't inspire me. I don't want to do wacky things. I do kind of want to do wacky things, but not in the way that they do wacky things. And so I thought to myself, what's like the wanderlust spin on that? And that's been my question to myself a lot while making content. All you content creators out there, I've been inspired by like so many other people. Even the magic on the channel was inspired by another creator named Forest of Wires, who has like these magic commands in his stream. And I was like, that's so cool. And he's like a wizard from another dimension. I was like, well, I don't want to be a wizard from another dimension, but I do want to have like this magic in my channel that, so that inspired me a lot.
Yeah.
And the question is, what's like the wanderlust spin on a streamathon? And for me, it was not, oh, hey, donate, $100 and I'll eat a chili, or I'll do something like that. My idea was like, what if I made my streamathon a thing where the longer we go, the more we unlock for the community.
Yeah.
So every year, that's been the idea behind it. The longer we go, the more giveaways we unlock, the more special channel magic we unlock, the more trailers we unlock. Last year, we unlocked AI Moody. For you guys who
Mm-hmm.
don't know me, I have a real life dog named Moody, and he's a demon, a literal like demon sent from hell to both ruin and enhance my life in strange ways.
Moody.
And so we made an AI version of Moody. So like the big thing last year was I figured out how to do AI companions on stream and how to give him a voice. And so he will talk to chat and you can ask Moody questions and he's an AI bot. He'll respond in a lot of really cool ways.
Yeah.
So that was our thing. And like all these little unlocks. So the longer we stream, the more we unlock, the more we give away, the more it's like, it's not a celebration of like me being wacky or my personality. It's more a celebration of like, hey, you guys, like
Mm-hmm.
all of this stuff that we make is for you. Here's some more special stuff. And
Right.
if you're a part of it and you're around for it, you get it. If you come later, you get it. It's like all this kind of stuff. And it's kind of neat. I kind of like that way because it makes me feel like all the stuff, it gives me something to like work for, and so I
Yeah.
can make these really special things that just I know don't exist on Twitch. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you guys a special thing. I haven't revealed it yet,
Ooh.
but during the streamathon, we're gonna make a pizza delivery bot. So, have you ever wanted to like just order a pizza in the middle of a stream
Yeah.
and you're like, man, I could really go for a slice right now.
Yep.
Well, in the stream, you'll be able to order a virtual pizza through chat.
Oh my God.
And it's going to
Secret.
have
This is a secret, you guys. This is not something. This is new.
this is secret. I have not revealed this to anybody. This is code that we've been working on for a couple of months. Because it's gonna have like a bunch of different toppings. You can specify if you want. You can even add toppings to the list of toppings. So like it'll be a completely interactive kind of, hey, if you want it with pineapple, fine. Yeah. If you want it with pomegranates, fine.
Pomegranates.
Whatever works. Yeah. The kicker is it's gonna take 30 minutes to get it. So you order a pizza and then you have to wait 30 minutes before it's done.
But that's real. That's real.
It's so real. It's so real.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool. What a cool way to. Yeah, I don't know. I know I said this earlier, but like you just have this innate ability to like be able to include the community and make things like so interactive and so interesting. So that's really cool. So that's gonna premiere during your streamathon, or that's something that will be unlocked.
It's gonna be an unlockable. It's gonna be
Okay.
an unlockable. So if we get to it, it'll be unlocked. If we,
Yeah.
the funny thing is, I don't know what happens if we have an unlockable and we don't get to it. Because we've never
Just
not
save it for
gotten to
the
them.
save it for
But
the
I
next
guess,
one. I
yeah,
guess, yeah.
next it's like next year I won't have to do as much work. I'll have this thing that's like ready to go.
There you go. You'll get there, I'm sure. So what
Uh,
day is your streamathon? When is that happening?
Marcellus, we are recreating the Domino's pizza tracker just for
Oh,
so you will get to see a random person from chat preparing your pizza, and a random person from chat like putting your pizza in the oven, and a random person from chat delivering your pizza. It's all there.
oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. You'll get there. We'll make sure that you get there to unlock it.
The streamathon is going to go live the night of Memorial Day. So the 26th.
Okay.
We're going to go live then, and it's going to last. The first time we did it, we had 3 days that we could set aside, and we went all 3 days. The last year when we did it, we upped that to like 5 days. We're like, okay, I have 5 days that I can do this in my schedule before I have to work and
Yeah, do
make money for a living.
life. Yeah.
This time we're gonna go maybe a total of 6 days.
Okay.
So we have 6 days set aside that if we make it 6 days, we're gonna have unlockables and giveaways and stuff over that entire 6 days.
That's
And
exciting.
we're gonna play a lot of really fun games. We have like the Skyrim multiverse. We have the new Oblivion multiverse that we play. A bunch of
Mm-hmm.
scary games at night. It's kind of like in my head, we play like the fun games during the day, and then at night we play all the scary
Get a
games
little
and
spooky, yeah.
get a little spooky and maybe some games with friends and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
so that all happens, and that's gonna be like a blast. And I'm still furiously making stuff for it because there's a
Yeah.
lot of like loose ends and a lot of things that we have to have. And some of the stuff will be like, we may even be working on it on
I was
stream
gonna ask, yeah.
before it unlocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. How cool. So you said
Mhm.
it's the night of Memorial Day. So
Yeah.
that is
It's the
right up
26th.
the 26th. That's right up
Hmm.
against
Yep.
Dreamhack.
Dreamhack. Let's go.
Dreamhack, which I am so excited that we get
Yeah.
to spend some time together. So Wanderlust was accepted and invited as a creator for Dreamhack. So this is your first convention as a creator, as I
Yes.
understand. So I'm really excited because I am so excited to meet you in person.
I
You know,
know.
we've been friends for so many years now, and I'm so excited. So I think
Yeah,
it's
I
gonna
am
be
too.
so great. But yeah, so that I'm excited. I'm sure that you're excited. So you're gonna be doing DreamHack that weekend, and then Markless will also be there as well, and
Markless
Options.
is gonna be there.
Yeah,
Nice.
Markless is gonna
Yeah,
be
and
there.
options.
Options
And
and
options, I guess.
yeah, I
Yeah.
guess he's gonna come too. So so that's really exciting. So what are you, I mean, as far as like going to a convention as a creator, tell me how you're feeling about DreamHack. Like what are your thoughts? Like what are you most excited for? Is there anything that you're looking forward to in particular about the convention itself, or just
Well, this is bizarre for me because I have been playing jazz and live music in downtown Dallas
Mhm.
for the better part of the last 15 years.
Yeah.
I've played Greenville Avenue, I've played the the waterfront, I've played down at Freeman's Cajun Cafe and the Sons of Herman Dance Hall, which is like a super old dance hall from 1907. It's like been there for more than 100 years. And I've played at all these places jazz late at nights, and this is the first time that I'm gonna be down there not as a musician, but as like an internet content creator. And
Yeah.
it feels like the first time I ever played in Dallas. Like I'm
Yeah.
so nervous and I have no idea what's gonna go on or what's supposed to happen. And I don't know what I should sign up for or not sign up for. And I'm just like, I don't know what the crap is happening. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited to spend time with you in that respect as like as creators like in this like event, and
mhm.
I'm really excited to like maybe like introduce you to some people, and just like meeting people that we have
Yeah.
never met before in person. And obviously you and I and Casual Elephant, that's right, he's going to join us as well. He was also
Hmm.
invited as a creator, so we're going to be like big wigs at this convention, and it's going to be really cool. Our badges are going to have our names on them, and you guys can find us there if you're going to Dreamhack Dallas, and we'll gladly take a photo with you for a small fee. So that is what's happening.
You know what we should do? We should keep our fees secret. And then the first person who comes up to us to ask for a photo, we'll say our fee at the same time.
Yep.
And
Hmm.
whoever's lowest wins. We'll make like a game of it, like how low do you really want to go?
Yeah.
Mm,
It's perfect. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So DreamHack, like I've been there. I went to DreamHack Atlanta last
yeah,
year.
you've already been. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is I was so sick. I was so stomach
Yeah, that's
sick.
right.
Yeah, I had like some sort of weird
Yeah.
like stomach bug. I had caught this like weird virus, and I the doctor had cleared me. She was like, you can travel after this amount of time, and you can travel, it's totally fine. So I traveled, and once I got there I stayed with Unrelento and Guano and KB and
I'm
and
so jealous.
detective.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun. So the thing is like I didn't really spend as much time at the convention as I wanted to. I think I didn't go the entire day on Saturday because I was so sick, and like I just hung out at home with Unrelenting and Guano, and we watched movies, and it was honestly like the way that it worked out. I was so grateful to be able to have spent so much time with them. Servo was there too, with Vintage Macaroni, and they went to the convention as well. So I unfortunately didn't get to spend as much time with them as I wanted to. But I was so sick that I was so nervous about talking to anybody. And like, it was my first convention as an invited creator. And I
Yeah.
met people, but I was not myself. Like, I wasn't feeling very well. It was really difficult for me to like communicate and, be my perky, like, whoa, my God, like, blah, like self. So it was like really difficult for me to like network and like get to talk to people. So when I applied for Dallas, I was like, I hope that they invite me back. And they did. So I feel really lucky that it's sort of like a do-over, but also this time it's like I feel like I have another group of friends that I get to spend some time with, and I'm really excited to spend some time with you and stuff. And I don't know, makes me a little bit braver to I don't know, have friends that are there with me, I feel like. So
Man, and I gotta say, like, that's what I'm gonna be like this year. Like, I'm gonna be maybe a little apprehensive and kind of figuring out what it is and what the space is. It's funny that
Mhm.
like over COVID, I was actually on a panel at a Comic Con
Oh
during
wow.
COVID. Yeah, it was so weird. Now, like, don't it's totally about who you know, because the
Mhm.
person who's on the board of this Comic Con, it's a huge one that's here in Dallas called Anime Fest.
Mhm.
One of our players in the Friday night D&D game like runs it. They're on the board
Oh.
of Anime Fest, and they're like, "Hey, would you do like one of our panels?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, absolutely."
Yeah.
So that was fun, but it was like, it was all online. It wasn't like
Yeah, yeah.
I wasn't going anywhere. So it was just what we normally do as streamers. We just
Yeah.
streamed and talked to people and had fun. And
Mhm.
this being in person, being in real life, interacting with other streamers, having all of my the preconceived notions of those streamers dashed within seconds of meeting them,
Mhm.
and like all
Yeah.
that stuff, and like really framing, because it's funny, it's like you see somebody online and they do their things and you kind of form like this like picture of how they are, and then as soon as you meet someone in real life, that like it reframes that immediately,
Mhm. It's
you
so
know.
different. Yeah, it's so like like you and I both know like we're real people, and I mean you and I have a very, I feel like a very special relationship where you are my real life friend. I consider you family in some respects, but like it's so different to meet somebody in person, which I'm so excited to get that
Mhm.
with you. And yeah, it's like you said, like when you look up to somebody so much, like I'm just gonna say with BB Jess, she's one of my favorites,
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's a
meeting,
really good example, yeah.
yeah, and meeting her and giving her this like she is a personality online, but like to have like a physical, she is a person, like she is a person and she is real. It's hard to
Right,
explain
yeah.
it in under any other terms than that it's just like this is a real person and she is existing. Same thing with my friend Rose. She used to be called Rose Color Chaos.
Yeah, 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 Rose.
Yeah, I met her in person at TwitchCon in 2022, and I was afraid of her because I was intimidated because she's just like this, like, yeah, and but now we're like really good friends. So it's just it's funny to just like be able to have that opportunity to meet people in person and maybe change the
Mhm.
trajectory of like what you're doing and the relationships that you make, and find really special, meaningful relationships that way. But yeah, it's exciting. Very cool. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, and I
Um
get to meet Options and I get to meet Marvelous.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Options, I have to warn you, I have this thing. It's a weird thing that like really beautiful people, I can't look in the eyes. So you'll know Options. Like if I can't make eye contact with you, it's not you. It's just that I don't want to fall in love, so I can't look into your that's 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 all it really
I'm gonna
is.
fight you. Well, cool. Okay, well, chat. I am gonna turn it over to chat right now. I want to say hi to Tails.
Oh,
If you're still here, hello, Tails XO. Welcome in for your very first time. The Last Unicorn is my favorite movie of all time. So yes, you are in the exact right place where you need to be. Thank you for following. This is my friend Wonderlust RPG. We are chatting with him today. If anybody here has any questions for Wonderlust RPG about his content, about his upcoming Kids and Kobold campaign, if there's anything that you want to ask Wonderlust right now, I would love to open it up for the last like 10-ish minutes of this, whatever this is, stream podcast. I don't know what this is. We're just having a chat. If you guys want to ask him anything, you're more than welcome to. Options had said Happy Mother's Day to Lady Amalthea, who is some of our Twitch mom.
Twitch mom.
I don't know about all that. I do feel like I have a very maternal, like, I don't know. I don't have children. I'm not going to have children, but I definitely
Also,
like to take care of my friends. So
can I say this for all of our like non-kids? Because I don't have kids either. Me and my wife have never wanted kids, but I have to say I don't feel like there's enough holidays in the year that just celebrate like women just being women. So on Mother's Day, I want to say for all of y'all out there who like, not to take away from our mothers out there, everybody has one. But for all those people out there who maybe don't have kids and who are women, thank you so much for being who you are, and you're all beautiful people.
yeah, I second that definitely because I agree with you. I think that there's a lot of women, myself included, like my own personal experience, just as like not being like a childless woman. Like there are a lot of things that I go through that people are like, well, you will never understand unless you're a mother, and that's super hurtful because it's like I know that I have compassion for people, for friends. I love children. Like I love kids. That I love my niece. I love, my friends' children. It's not that I like dislike children, I am a little bit of like a stay off my lawn kind of lady, but like but like when it comes to like acting as like a mother figure, like I feel like in my own personal experience, like I've come to accept the fact that it's like I do my own, you know, I give my own motherly, maternal, whatever it is, back out to the world. And yes, I agree with you. Is like Happy Mother's Day to mothers and to anybody who is like a motherly figure in any respect. So yeah, I appreciate you saying that. So, yeah. Okay, so it does look like there's some questions
Oh,
coming
okay.
in from
Yeah.
Peace Machina, who actually Peace Machina is our guest next week. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Super cool. What first steps would you recommend to someone who wants to try DMing?
Ooh, good question.
This is what I would do. Um, Take a system that is proven and has been around for a while, whether that's Pathfinder 2 is a really popular system, or D&D 5th edition is a really, like well thought out system too. And find a pre-made adventure that does a lot of that work for you so that you can be the storyteller of this adventure. And you can change it and you can make it yours, and you can, like, if you have ideas and you want to do stuff, you can add or subtract from that. But starting with something pre-made is way easier. That way you're not having to come up with all the monster stats and all the situations, and like the balancing of stuff can be really, really weird as a new DM, because you don't want to make an encounter that's way easy for your players and it's meaningless. And you also don't want to make an encounter that's just like, going to kill off the entire party without them being able to do anything about it. So yeah, finding a pre-made module, and there's a lot of those that you can find on places like drive-through-rpg.com. That's a really cool place to go for that kind of stuff. Roll20 has an online, roll20.net has like a marketplace where you can find really cheap things for like a buck or $5, and they come with all this pre-made stuff. And a lot of those places too even have like free adventures that are out there that you can just use. So that's what I would say. That's kind of step number one. Step number two is find people that want to play. And a lot of times that can be much harder than the actual DMing is, the proverbial herding cats to get them all in one place at the same time.
Yeah.
And I remember one time we did a one shot with Lady in it, and like I hyped it up for like a month, and they were all there, and who wasn't there because they overslept? This
I
guy.
remember this. I forgot. That's right.
And
We
you guys
did
were
that
like,
one
well, we don't know
shot.
where he is, so I guess we'll hang around for a little bit. And it was like an hour after we were supposed to start, and I woke up and I was like,
yep, and like an hour and 30 minutes. We were about to call it. We were like, okay, I think, well, because none of us were doing anything. Like, we all had set aside the time, right, to do it. So we were all just sitting in there, like,
Sure.
chatting. And I remember we were just about to call it. We were like, okay, we're going to give it like 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to like go do whatever. And we were messaging you. We were trying to get a hold of you. And then as soon as we said that we were about to call it, whoop, hey
Yep.
guys.
Sorry. You hear like the caffeine being ingested in that moment.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, I forgot about that. That was awesome. I personally, like, just talking about like the scheduling, I have commitment issues when it comes to D&D. Like, I love doing like a one shot. Like, I love D&D, and
Sure, yeah.
I wish that I had the capacity to commit on like a weekly basis to do something, or even just like a monthly basis. But
Yeah.
I'm almost intimidated because it's like, even if it was like a monthly one, like, I ask so many questions when I'm in
Sure.
a campaign or in something new. Like, I almost feel like I'm a burden to the campaign because I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
what am I doing? Like, what dice do I roll? I still am very,
Mm-hmm.
very beginner, even though I've played, a couple different campaigns. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so I guess I'm gonna interject and ask you a question. Like, if somebody who, like me, is kind of like intimidated by it, like, what's your advice for that? Like, if I wanted to, like, join like somebody's like one shot or something, like, I almost like won't because I'm nervous. Like,
Well, I will say that like part of the DM's job is not just putting together this game and being the storyteller. A large part of being a DM or a dungeon master or even a game master is interpersonal.
mm-hmm,
Like, we're working with the other players, the people, to have the best experience possible, right?
mm-hmm,
So like a really good dungeon master is going to be like, if there are new people to the table, they know that they're gonna like,
mm-hmm,
you may have a lot of questions, before every turn. You may be like, I'm not sure what to do. And like a good DM knows a little bit about each one of the characters and each one of the classes and can like guide you. And I don't know a serious DM that wouldn't be like totally fine with you asking a million questions.
sure,
Like,
okay,
it's that sort of thing. Now, the other thing, if you were ever wanted to get into a long-term campaign, there's something at the very beginning that we call a session zero. And a session
mm-hmm,
zero is kind of like not only where we kind of learn about the world and the characters, but it's also where we set up expectations for like moving forward. And one of those for you during a session zero would be like, hey, DM, is it going to bother you if I ask you a million questions? Because I
mm-hmm,
will. So get ready,
yeah,
and like
yeah,
that would be something where like if your DM was uncomfortable or they didn't like it and they're like, what do you really mean a million questions? Or at least they'll be able to go like, okay, yeah, I think I can prepare for that,
yeah,
then a lot of that stuff. Now, what I try and do for like my long-term like members is I try and get as much informational stuff as possible. So like in the new
mm-hmm,
campaign, one of the things we're creating is a character handbook, so that
oh,
a
sure.
lot of the questions that they have, they have a button that they can click,
Oh, that's
and
very cool. Okay.
it's just laid out informationally. So it's like, what can my character do? Well, this
Mm-hmm.
is what your character can do, and this is how you're going to do it. And it has links to a bunch of other stuff. So if you fall down the rabbit hole of going through the handbook, like, it hopefully answers a lot of those questions or gives you a place where you can like kind of like do some research without knowing where to go exactly,
Mm-hmm.
and it unfolds at least so you have a handbook. So like that kind of thing can be really useful as well.
Yeah.
Um, but I would say most DMs, honestly, they would rather you ask questions and feel good about your participation. And
Yeah.
like
Okay.
there is a certain bit of like hand holding that comes with being a DM, because we know that like not everybody plays the game, or people may be playing a character that they don't know how to optimize, or or whatever. So yeah, absolutely, I would say it's fine. Ask your questions, let your DM know ahead of time, and
Yeah. Just that. Thank
that
you. Thank you.
hopefully
Yeah.
goes really well.
Yeah. No, I appreciate that. Yeah, for sure. Okay, no, that actually gave me a lot of comfort. Because it's like I worry a lot about like because there's a lot of seasoned players like I feel like there's a lot of seasoned players like in our realm, right, like our groups of people, like all of our different connecting
Sure.
communities.
Yeah.
And so I worry about like going into these sessions, like even if it's just like a one shot even, and we have all of these seasoned players and I'm just over here like staring at my sheet going like I literally have no idea what to do, like I need someone to just like help guide me. But no, you're right, is like it as a DM, it's like part of your responsibility to like help characters grow and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I appreciate that for sure.
Yeah.
Marcellus asked a question. I think that this will be kind of our like wrap up question, I guess. But Marcellus said, other than StreamerBot, what is one tool in your streaming or content work that wows you?
That really wows me. Something that I use that wows me. I can. Whew, my goodness. There's two things that make my content dynamic, and they both work hand in hand. One of those things is StreamerBot. I like to think of StreamerBot as a controller, and that it's going to take, like commands and manipulate sources. The sources that it's manipulating is the other thing that I work hand in hand with, and that's OBS. OBS has so many plugins and additions and ways that you can do things that are so dynamic. It's like the other day on stream, we spent 7 hours figuring out the idea of a dynamic mask, like a mask that you can change the size of and shape of dynamically, and it's going to hide the stuff behind it except for where you want things to poke through. So this idea was like, man, I'd really like to have this transition, and how do we do that? Like, how do we do that live? How can I live edit something like that? So we figured out dynamic masking.
That's
That
so
is
cool.
only like that's only even available through stuff like OBS, because it's open source and you got people working on stuff.
Yeah.
We even saw this really cool example of a dynamic mask. There's a YouTube video out there of a guy who has like a mirror that's fogged up, right? And with his hand, he takes it and he wipes away the fog.
Yeah.
And you can see the stuff underneath it, and then it slowly fogs back up again. And I was like, what? Brain blown. Like, what is going on here? And it's all being done live, and it's all being edited live, and it's super, super cool. So that kind of stuff like really, really gets me. The other thing is, as a content creator, I strive also as like a musician and an artist, I strive not to use things that are copywritten, because I don't want to like I don't want to break copyright law. And there's a lot of stuff like Toby where we're cutting out, a second or 2 seconds of a Toby clip and all that kind of stuff. And even I feel a little ooky about that kind of stuff, but there's a lot of resources online that have free video that is copyright and royalty free, images, icons. There's so many resources out there that are just like really, really work. I mean, our new Kids and Kobolds trailer, I literally, to cut together 6 minutes, I found about 65 different videos, and every single one of those videos is copyright royalty free from sources that they put up their own work for other people to use that are copyright royalty free. So it's like people that have been like, here, I have this B-roll footage, maybe you can use it, and you have all the rights you need to with it. And that's super cool that people do that. Super cool, because without stuff like that, having to buy 65 separate videos would
It can
cost
get
me
so expensive. Yeah.
Yeah.
thousands of dollars. So stuff like that is really, really cool. But yeah, I would say like the biggest tools as a streamer, if you want interaction or if you want some sort of dynamic effects, some kind of controller bot, mix it
Mhm.
up, or streamer bot. And the only reason why I landed on streamer bot is because I heard that it had a coding compiler built into it.
Yeah. 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 I feel like
Yeah.
StreamerBot is beefier. Like there's a lot more that you can do with StreamerBot. And if
Mhm.
you're like if you're coding inclined or you're like more technically inclined, that's probably it for you. For whereas like mix it up for me, I feel like is a little bit more user
Oh yeah.
friendly, and there's
Yeah,
just
it's way
like
more user friendly.
yeah,
Yeah.
like it's easier for if you're just getting started out in streaming and you're looking for some
Mhm.
like interaction, maybe start there. I've thought about moving over to StreamerBot, but it's so intimidating when you have something that's built already, you know.
Yeah,
But
no. Yeah, like you start to rely on this one thing and it's hard to like switch over.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So
But those things, like some kind of controller bot and learning a little bit about OBS and like different things that you can do with sources and like different techniques. And there's a lot of people on YouTube that give tutorials and like give you
mhm,
ideas and stuff like that. So that
yeah.
kind of stuff can like go a really long way. One of the things that we like to do is like we don't do scene transitions on the thing. We do transitions, but
Mhm.
all the things that look like scene transitions in our stream are done on the same scene. You know.
Interesting. Okay, I didn't know that.
hmm
I didn't know that you
Yeah,
weren't. Oh, wow. Okay, so everything's moving within the scene. I
yeah.
see.
And the reason why we
Interesting.
do that is because on one scene, I may have 100 nested other scenes
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
stuff that I don't want to reload.
Yeah.
I don't want to
100%.
like bring that up again on a different scene. So all the stuff we do where we move around and we go from game to chatting mode or we go from this to that, it's all the same scene. So it can
Mhm.
stay seamless. Seamless.
Seamless.
And we could like make like really smooth, cool transitions that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, awesome. Well, thank you. I think we're about out of time. We're a little over time, which is totally great and fine. But Wonderlust, thank you so much for joining us on episode 4 of Friendship and French Roast. Are there any parting words that you'd like to say, or anything specifically that you would like to plug or talk about? I know we talked about a lot, but is there anything? I mean, if you want to just give a rundown of like what's coming up for you, like what's going on.
Sure. Sure. So my life goes as this. We have DreamHack coming up. Right after DreamHack, I have a streamathon where I'd love to see people. Don't even feel like you have to come and give anything. Just being a part of it to have fun is like more than enough. And then summer comes the time where since I'm a teacher during the normal day and I teach music, summer I have very, very few students, and so we get a lot more stream stuff going on during summer, and it tends to be a really creative, chaotic time, and I love that. And my advice to anybody out there, whether it's stuff that you do for a living or it's stuff that you do on stream, or if you're a streamer or just whatever you do, um, the way that I live my life is I find those things that feed me, like feed my soul, and I try and find those things to inspire me.
Mm-hmm.
So, find what feeds you. Find
Mm-hmm.
what feeds you, find what inspires you, and be with those things, you know?
Yeah.
And I think we do that in life. I've lived a pretty blessed life, charmed, and this whole internet streaming thing has just been one more chapter in all of that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's exciting. And you, lady, so glad to like all those years ago to have run into the Lady Amelthea universe, and
I'm so
to
grateful.
be a part of Punch the Sun and all those crew, because it's all just like a fantastic group of
Mm-hmm.
streamers and viewers and watchers,
Mm-hmm.
and we all have like our each little corner of the internet, and it's a cool group of people. So
Yeah, yeah. It's really awesome to be able to come together, and I feel super blessed I like what you said, charmed. I like that a lot. Is I feel really
Yeah.
really charmed to be able to have so many amazing creators, yourself definitely included on that inspire me, daily. So, yeah. But like Option says, thank you for being you. I know
Yeah.
that I have had some really great conversations with you offline, just about streaming in general. So, yeah,
Yeah.
you're great. You're wonderful. Thank you for being my friend, and thank you for not drinking coffee with me. I don't know if we figured out what it is that
Did
you
we-
were drinking, but did
well,
anybody figure it out?
to be honest, somebody was like, somebody actually guessed half right both times. So someone
Ooh.
kind of guessed it.
Okay.
They said tea in one answer, and they said milk in another answer, and the answer is I'm drinking milk tea. So
Milk
so
tea.
if you guessed milk or tea, you were half right, but nobody guessed it fully. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, on that note, guys, thank you so much, everybody who came in. Thank you for joining us for episode 4 of Friendship and French Roast. We'll be back again next week with Peace Machina. He will be joining us next week. And
So
I'm gonna put you on the spot, Wonderlust. We are gonna rate out. Is there anybody that's live right now that you want us to rate out to?
Oh, let me look real quick. We
When did we
say
get-
for let's see, if you can hear my voice right now,
If
you're
can
gonna
hear-
want
that's
to
Right.
yeah,
I love
if
this.
you can hear the sound of my voice, you're gonna want to come be a part of this. We're gonna do what we do at the end of every stream, and that is find someone to raid and share the love. So oh my gosh.
Option says suddenly Wonder is live. He just hits
Suddenly
go on.
Wonder is
We're
live.
going over there.
You know who I would raid, and this is no joke, who I would raid at this point in time would be Allie. Like looking at my list of friends, I've got 25 friends on right now. Allie is playing Hotel Renovator. That's
Perfect.
exactly the person that I would raid.
Perfect.
No joke. And I know that, like, no nepo. Okay, no nepo. I'm just saying. That is the person in my list right now that I would actually raid.
She's fantastic. Alineate is my cousin, if anybody doesn't know, and we're gonna go raid her. So I initiated that raid. So if you guys don't mind hanging out for the raid and go in to say hi to my cousin Allie, I would appreciate it. Thank you again, Wonderlust, so much for joining us. You guys can follow him. !today. You can find all of he's Wonderlust RPG basically everywhere. He's a award-winning, we didn't even talk about that, award-winning RPG streamer back in 2022. He's a Spotlight Award. He's award-winning. So if you're not following him, you're really missing out. So that's it. Ending is always super awkward. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. He is famous. Yeah, that's it.
Not
We're
famous.
just gonna,
No,
yeah.
not
He's
famous.
famous. Oh, hey, Blasphemy.
No.
Bye. We're leaving now, so good to see you.
See ya.
Bye. See ya. Bye, guys. Goodbye. Thank you so much. I hope you guys all have a great Sunday. All right, I'm gonna... Yep, this is awkward. I'm gonna hit the button. All right, bye.